Everybody right now has dreams, don't they, guys? All right, everybody in the NFL, I have a dream of making it in the NFL. I got a dream of winning a Super Bowl. I got a dream of being in a Pro Bowl. I'm really not into dreams anymore, okay? I'm into nightmares.
Going up top, Josh Jacobs. Harwood time, launches for Aguilar, behind the knee for the touchdown. Carr hears it out, separation, pulled in, Henry runs, the speed, touchdown. What a catch by Renfro.
You can beat anybody, anywhere, on any time zone.
Just win, baby.
Good evening, Raider Nation. This is Ollie the Right of the UK Commish, episode 19. I really shouldn't laugh. There was absolutely nothing to laugh about last night. That was interesting, I think. So, post-game, bit of group therapy. Let's get this off our chest together. Please let us know, guys, that you're in the comments. Or you can join the comments like I did. Let us know you're there, because we're here for you. Without any further ado, I'll bring in Tony. Evening, mate. It's already gone wrong.
Evening, all. How is everyone doing?
I think that's already been answered, mate. It's all right. We're gonna pick them up. We're gonna pick them up.
Yes, we will. You're in the right place. Group therapy session is open. Raiders Anonymous is open.
Raiders Anonymous. Yep. Right. Let's bring in the bearded one.
Hello, team. Dear.
It's a bit somber, guys.
John Gruden wasn't lying when he says he's into nightmares, was he? He really wasn't.
No.
What a nightmare.
No, it was a bit of a nightmare, wasn't it?
Speechless is the right name for the show.
Yeah.
But no, like we said, heads up, chins up.
I did think at least if I remembered to unmute myself, I'd have an excuse. But
all right, well, do you know what? Let's crack on with it. Should we say hello to everyone?
Go on, Tony.
Yeah, should we do that?
Tell us your name, where you come from.
Yeah,
my name is Mitchell, and I am a Las Vegas Raiders fan. Thank you. How long have you been suffering as being a Las Vegas Raiders fan, Mitchell? Tell the group.
So anyway, this sounds very much like personal experience.
No.
Have you been to one of these? All right. Sure.
It didn't work. That's why.
Anyway, so
needed last
kick
night.
off again. First man in tonight is Kenny Blair again. So evening, Kenny. How we doing?
He would win. Kenny would win fastest finger first on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He would always be in the hot seat.
Yes, yeah, he would do. Yeah. Clive Knowles is in. Steve McLeod, the golden commenter himself. Dale's in.
Oh yeah.
Just uncorked a bottle. Pete Williams is in.
What for the first one for the hour?
Yeah. Yeah. Simon Jordan's in. Evening, Simon. Yes, Kenny, right. I did nearly get my 50 bagger, but we'll come on to that. Robert Cortez is in. And have we got anyone else? I think that's pretty much it. I think we've welcome along, everyone.
I'm glad to see so many faces, given that I'm not surprised that half of the nation is hiding under a rock.
And Jed Harris is in as well. Sorry, I missed you there. Quite how I managed to miss you, I don't know.
Well, it sounds like I'm not the only one with experience in the comments. Dale said it as well. Oh, and Jed, excellent.
Yeah, there we go. Dale's kicking off.
Yeah. Hi, my
Yeah,
name is
so-
Dale. Sorry, Dale.
Oh,
Where do we start? Where do we start?
I'll tell you where we'll start. Before we get onto the game, I'd like to start by issuing an apology to the entire Raid Nation, if possible, for some, quite frankly, irresponsible comments made on last Monday's show. Namely, I mean, this is a personal apology. So it was my comments made on last Monday's show that were extremely irresponsible. I should know by now, after all these years of being a Raider fan, that you just can't believe anymore. I mean, just when you think you can believe, you can't. So I do apologise for referring to us as an every Sunday team, because like literally the very first Sunday afterwards, we go and shit the bed.
that's a straight shit the bed.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, as a personal apology, I'd like to apologise to all of the Raid Nation for making those irresponsible comments, because when we first started this show, we didn't know, we didn't realise that we would get this kind of this viewership that we have, or the amount of listeners that we get. We didn't realise it was going to sort of get that sort of traction. We certainly are never in our wildest dreams did we believe that Henderson would be listening. But we know over the last few weeks they are listening. We've fallen into the trap of a team that constantly reads their press clippings every single year. So it was irresponsible of me to go out and say what I said last week, knowing full well that the Raiders organisation were listening, and I take responsibility for last night's loss. Is what I'm saying.
I'd like to make a confession as well to the nation that about 6 hours before the game kicked off yesterday, I was that hyped after the week before's game that I may or may not have ordered a Derek Carr jersey.
I tell you, people, don't do it to yourself.
I was going to email them and say, no, I said 24, not 4. Little typo. Can you send me the right jersey? Kenny's comment there, that is something for Saturday's show, but man, I've said it for about 5 weeks now. I do not want to go into Saturday, New York. Yeah, did I say Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
No, I don't want.
Yeah, that is Saturday's show all fucking over.
So again, Kenny's comment was, is it wrong now to fear falling to the winless Jets? Yeah. And I've said it a few weeks ago. I don't want to go into New York when they're winless, and to go on into New York after this game. It could be a blessing in disguise. It could, like I think Tony said it yesterday, it could have been a wake up call, but I don't think anyone feels comfortable now.
Should we go into the segment? I feel like we're kind of skirting around it. Let's get into the segment, deal with it, move on quickly. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Yes,
all right. I'm sorry about that score, but I think it needs to be on there. Needs to be on there.
Yeah. Wow.
43-6 to a team that came into the game 3-7. We said it though. We matched up reasonably fairly on the stats. That's what we called on Saturday's show.
Yep.
We did not match up fairly on the stats this week.
No. In every single phase as well. I mean,
I disagree on every single phase, but we'll get into that later.
Ooh.
Why? We're getting in there. Is there any point in me going through the hot takes that we done? I know we like to try and review them and see how close we were.
Yes, actually, because
well, I'll go back. Well,
yes, actually, there is.
Okay, so
people are going to start like groveling for points here.
No, I was right on my hot take. Derek Carr had a career day.
In my notes, I have that's not that sentence. But you are right.
Did I or did I not say on Saturday Derek Carr
Derek
would have a career day, and did he not have the most turnovers in his career in a single game? Ergo, had a career day. Therefore,
Derek Carr broke another record. We as a team allowed 11 penalties for 141 yards, 6 turnovers, 5 sacks, and conceded 43 points. Guess how many teams since 1940 have hit all of those thresholds in a game? None. We are the only team to have ever put up that many negative stats in one game. So yes, Derek Carr and the other 52 men on the roster and 20-something guys on the sideline all had a career day.
It was a historic loss for the ages.
Mm-hmm.
That was abysmal. It was abysmal. Right, let's get into those stats then. If you want to start throwing stats out, let's get them there then.
Why not?
43-6. Okay, so that again.
Yep.
We did win on passing yards.
Yay! We found the positive.
Let's go dancing. Get that disco ball out. Yeah, the rest of the stats are irrelevant. Doesn't matter. Blah, blah, blah. No, rushing yards 40. Fuck it. I had to go and double check this. 40. That's it. Not in a quarter, not in a half, in the whole fucking game. 40 rushing yards.
Obviously, we've got a slight delay on the comments, but Jed's just pointed out that he was probably the closest with a hot take because his hot take was that Nate Peterman would throw a touchdown.
But 40 rushing yards.
To address Simon's comment, it did say 5 turnovers, but I'm adding 6 in there because we turned the ball over on downs on our first possession. That's a turnover.
No, it's not.
I'm
just want to address Kenny's comment as well, actually, about the boot up.
I'll just sack this off. Don't worry about it. Don't fucking worry about it.
Any excuse to get him off the screen.
Do you know what? We'll come back to that later. I've got a little something to say about that. No.
Welcome to the Tony and Mitchell podcast.
Hold on a second. Is it that one? There we go. Right, so
go and have me fucking content and talking.
Come back, Ollie.
Right. Okay.
Are we not doing the stats?
No, we're going to do bloody stats. Penalties. Are you? No, this is just a shit show. This is Raiders of old. That is Raiders of old penalties. If I showed you that from basically any of the last 15 years, you go, yep, okay, fine. Move on. That's just normal. That's not acceptable. That is not the team that is being built right now. That's atrocious. Time of possession. It's fine. I'm not gonna fuss and finagle about that. I made a word up. I'm not gonna worry about that. Sacks. And just tie that with turnovers.
Yeah.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why I should take a life lesson to never concede to peer pressure. I laid my damn ground rules out. And that dude in the quarterback position over at the Raiders that's not named Peterman, that was active on Sunday, did his typical freaking thing. And that is what I hate about him. It drives me potty. I got behind him. I got on the hype train. I was like, yes, he's going to do it. It's fine. And no, he'll shit a bed.
Do you want a horrible stat line, Ollie?
Oh, it's not much worse than the scoreline. Go on, mate.
No, it is. Derek Carr has been sacked 17 times this season. From those 17 sacks, Derek Carr has fumbled the ball 8 times.
Doesn't fucking surprise me.
Which is 47% of the time. The NFL average is 11%. He's nearly 5 times worse at holding the ball when he's been sacked. And I don't think that's a surprise to anyone.
There's my golden commenter. Yeah, let's fucking do it. Get him out of town. I'm done now.
No,
he can join Trent and feck off.
No. Let's take a positive out of that. He's well above average.
He's a great backup quarterback. I'm back to my old. Ignore my presentation last week. I'm back to old. Great backup quarterback.
So back to Dow's comment. He said, "Shall we draft a quarterback now?" Not saying I told you so, but did say on Saturday's show is this time, and I got shot down like a dog. No, I don't. I agree. I'm not. I'm not defending Carr. He needs to learn. He just can't hold a ball. I don't understand how someone who's that efficient with the ball can not hold it. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
If you shameless them slightly, you can get your fingers further in them. Less of an issue dropping them.
Sorry.
Well, shameless plug for the virtual tailgate here. I said it on the virtual tailgate. I'm going to stick it in the comments. Is DC was doing his old trickaroo, which is double clutching again.
Yeah.
And that is when you know he is not a happy bunny. And I don't blame him, right? So the O-line is not at full strength, but it's good enough. It's good enough. And the coverage was exploitable, I think is the word I'm looking for here. Great backup quarterback.
Does Derek Carr have the lowest ceiling and the highest floor in the NFL as a quarterback?
No.
Who does?
Lowest ceiling and highest floor.
Highest floor,
it's the other way around. The highest ceiling and the lowest floor.
That's what I meant. Unless I didn't say that.
Unless you were like hovering somewhere. Depends if you're on the first floor looking down or the ground floor looking up.
You know what I mean? Has he got the lowest floor or the highest ceiling of any quarterback?
Yeah, I think so. And that's what pisses me off. Yeah. He's more than capable of absolutely handing a whooping out, but he'll do it 1 in 10 games.
Well, this is why it's not time to say enough's enough, because it's one game. Look at obviously last week you come out and publicly stated that DC was your QB after having a very solid, very good year. Yeah, everyone has bad games.
Don't know what you're talking about.
No, do you know what? Right, okay, right.
Oh, here we go.
Everyone, here we go. I'll be sitting comfortably. Right. Everyone has bad games. Yeah.
Oh, wrong one. There you go.
I'm going to get this out. Everyone has bad games. Okay.
Everyone. Everyone.
Teams in general have a bad game, or can have bad games. And we have this literally every single year. Do we not? You know, yeah, it's in the comments. You know, we've had solid year out of DC. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've had a solid year out of DC, and we've had one bad game out of DC and the rest of the team. But the thing is, there's a common misconception in sports that you are defined by your success and your wins.
What did you say on Saturday? You're only as good as your last game.
You're only as good as your last game. You're right. But there is a common misconception that you are defined by your wins and your success, which isn't actually true. In truth, you're defined by losses and adversity. It's how you respond to those losses and adversity. So this is a defining game.
So we lost against adversity last week, and how did we respond? Shit the bed.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Arguably, this is the most amount of adversity this is the worst loss we're going to have this year, and the most amount of adversity. And it's up to the coaches, the team, the players.
So the phrase only works until you turn the corner, right? So the phrase only works until you turn the corner.
No, absolutely not. No, because yesterday was a defining game, and it's whether we come out next week and step on the field in New York and say, "Look,"
and so
we're here to dominate on the field. Yeah, go on.
If we shit the bed in New York, we're not quite at rock bottom yet. We still can turn the corner.
No, this is it. If we step out and shit the bed next week in New York, then the defining moment of this team is that we've now peaked at where we are. And at that point, if it's on DC again next week, then yes, we do. But I don't see how you can go through the season that we have at the moment with a fairly solid, and I've said this week in, week out, it's been a solid season so far for DC. It was a shit game last night.
It's not the performance the performance pisses me off. It's not the performance. It's the fact that he can go from so fucking hot to so fucking cold. That's what irritates me.
Well, it was East Coast and it is December.
My problem here.
What?
I'm not gonna stand up and stick up for DC. I'm not, because it was trash. But he was getting pressured like no one's business. If you there's probably stats for it.
I got him.
He was getting pressured like no one's business, because there was a few times he did get the ball away and didn't get sacked. There was. And when you couple that up with, like you said at the top of the show, we got 40 rushing yards. If you're not getting anywhere on the ground and your quarterback's getting sacked, whose fault's that? This is starting in the trenches, and for whatever reason, our O-line had the worst game they had below league average pass rush on us. Below league average pass rush on us. And if you want to couple that, well, probably they had, maybe I don't want to like spoil the narrative here, but I'm going to save anyone saying something silly. Oh, well, maybe, they were getting really good coverage. Well, wait a minute. And this is the really concerning one. Oh, this is not sharing properly. Here we go. They weren't getting great coverage. Do you know why I think they weren't getting great coverage? There was not one time I remember a play ever being extended. I'd like to know our average time from snap to turnover in this game, pretty much, but snap to end of play, because it just felt like there was just no time for anyone. DC was throwing it away because he was getting pressured. He was checking it down. The running game was non-existent.
Renfro's a barn door on the stats there. Edwards, barn door. Waller, league average.
But remember, isn't that only on targets? Receptions, sorry.
It is, but it's a trend of what you're going to see through the game.
Yeah.
See, my initial thought was O-line.
Again, this isn't me sticking up for Carr. He had a terrible game, but the O-line was woeful.
Well, I mean, you look at the previous stat sheet we had up, the Sydney Opera House. No, the pressure wasn't there, was it? It was there, obviously, but it was no more or worse than the league average.
That stat sheet doesn't. I don't think it does it justice, because I just don't think it does. Because if you think of how many times they rushed DC, and they get 5 sacks, like, you could double that to 10, getting close to him, and there could still be another 30 or 40 plays where they got nowhere near. So I don't know. I think it's a bit of an erroneous stat, because the stat line is, if you compare how many passing plays there are in a game to how many sacks average on a game, you're looking at single-digit percentages. So when you compare the average distance, you're always going to get 95% of the time they're not getting close to the quarterback. But it's what happens when you do, which is that 5%. And this game, it felt like DC was under more pressure than ever. He never had a chance to scramble with the ball, never had a chance to extend the play and do a playmaking move and send Renfro deep like he did the other week.
Okay, here's check down Charlie again.
There you go. See?
No. So why would you throw to where there are the most bodies? You've got linebackers down there. You've got corners down there. You've got safeties that can get down there quick. The whole point in this is their secondary was woeful. Exploit it. Yeah. We did not exploit it.
No, we didn't.
That average yard per pass. Look how many are behind the line of scrimmage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not sure how many dots that is. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 of his 22. 34. One of those. Okay, 10 of his 22 are completions behind the line of scrimmage. How many under 5 yards? It starts stacking up again. This is what annoys me about this guy, is when he starts pooping himself, this is what he does. And don't tell me this was the game plan.
No, this
Yeah.
is not the game plan.
No, it just makes no sense at all. It's just so
I
out of whack.
I looked at the routes. There were nothing. Well, obviously there's corners, posts, blah 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 in there, but it didn't look like the trends. The line had a shitty day. Clear, we couldn't get the run moving, which means the line was probably playing like shit. That's a pretty indicative thing. So, and DC was getting smashed to pieces. I get it. So DC's like, oh, just get ball out of my hand. And screens and all of that good stuff. So there's that. I'm getting the feeling to look at the routes that they're running. That I think you get targets and completions on their routes. I get the feeling that the blame doesn't reside with the O-line. DC needs to do a better job, so he needs to shoulder some anyway. It doesn't reside on special teams. And it certainly doesn't reside on the defense either.
I'm going to get into that soon.
I think this was a case of balls too big syndrome. I think the person who read their own press clippings was Mr. Gruden himself. Because I get the impression he didn't prep.
This is, you can't measure this. I agree. This is the problem when you have a team of rookies and young players, which on offense we do.
But I don't think that's too much of a problem. I think the problem was Chucky was not prepared properly for this. Like the Chiefs, he was ready for it. The Donkeys, the Chargers, he was ready for them all. This, he was just like, we'll just fucking let momentum and we'll look forward.
Is that? Yeah, do you think people are too worried about the Jets game that they completely forgot about this game because they're nightmare for last year's?
Oh, we got the Falcons this weekend.
They're sat there going, oh, we're going to beat the Falcons, and then we've really got to concentrate on this Jets game again because we can't lose to a winless team. And then, like you just said, last minute, like that scene from The American Office. Everybody, don't panic. There's a game in 4 hours. Let's write the game plan on a napkin.
Has anyone ever really accused of John Gruden of not actually being prepared?
Yeah, I just did.
Before that, is he not well known as being like the most prepared guy out there?
Yeah, well, I think he done fucked up.
Everyone has a bad game, Tony.
Yeah.
Everyone has a bad game. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Can I go on to who didn't have a bad game though?
All right, yeah, let's turn the ship around.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Let me just.
It's gonna take some turning, mate.
Yeah,
let me just pull up the Falcon stats quick.
I've got some stuff here. Let's get it right. So the Falcons had 13 drives this game. 13 drives. Of those 13 drives, 7 of them came when we either scored the 2 field goals or we punted to them. The other 6 drives came from when we turned the ball over to them. When we gave them the ball with a punt or a kickoff, their average starting, as you'd imagine, was around the 21-yard line, and they averaged only 34 yards a drive on them 7 possessions. They scored.
We left them with so much frickin' field.
No, this is on punts. This is on punts and kickoffs only. When we punted and kicked off, they started on our 21-yard line, and they averaged 34 yards a drive, and they scored 17 points in 7 drives, averaging 2.5 points a drive. And of them 7 possessions, 3 and out on the first drive, 2 more 3 and outs. Then we intercepted them as well. 3 and outs and an interception in 7 possessions. When we gave them the ball from a turnover, their average starting field position was our 45. And then they averaged 32 yards, and they didn't even need to do any more. And all of those points, when we turned the ball over on downs, field goal, fumble, field goal, fumble, field goal, interception, pick 6, fumble, touchdown, fumble, touchdown. It was ridiculous. They scored 26 points off of our turnovers and only 17 in 7 drives from when we gave them the ball back normally.
So 43 points minus 26. So 22 points.
And we scored 6.
Yeah, no, we still don't win because we only had 6.
Yeah, but my point is the defense had a game They kept us in it as much as they could. And another point I'm going to go into is that field goal, which was bullshit.
Yeah.
I sent the description of the 2 rules. It was a 4th and 16 play. That was at maximum. It was running into the kicker, maximum. And if it was running into the kicker, they get 5 yards. It's 4th and 11, and they're still kicking a field goal.
Well,
which it shouldn't have been anyway.
Because of the fact that it was actually holding by their 88 who had grabbed
Levitt.
It wasn't Levitt. It was
someone else.
He grabbed him and thrown him, which tripped Levitt. And it's just like, I mean, the Zebras, they had a field day.
Yeah.
They were shit.
And just to finish this stat sheet off, if that stood and they missed that field goal, which meant they would then have not scored the touchdown, which they did when they got their first down in the red zone, all of a sudden, their 7 drives where we punted the ball to them or kicked off, they would have only scored 10 points in 7 drives and averaged 1.4 points a drive. Whereas when we turned it over and they averaged 4.3 points a drive. It was ridiculous. Like, our defense kept us in it as much as they could. I credit them for this game. They played so well.
They did play well. They were on the field for too long, in shitty field positions. They did well. I won't say that often about a defense that gives up 43 points, but
the offense gave up 26. And just to put it here, roughing the kicker is a foul. Contacting the planted leg of a kicker while his kicking leg is still in the air. Nope. Slides into or contacts the kicker when both the kicker's feet are on the ground. It is not a foul if the contact is not severe or if the kicker returns both feet to the ground prior to contact.
Look, the Zebras had a field day. I think I lost connection somewhere around the 3rd from the virtual tailgate, and I just watched it, and it was just holding. Their offensive line was just holding all day. It was like, don't worry about blocking. Like, you don't need to do that. Just grab cloth. It was dreadful. And not once did I see a freaking feather duster come out for it. It was a disgrace. Like, honestly, if you want to learn how not to officiate, there's the game to watch. It was fucking terrible. There was shitty calls all over the place and shitty no calls all over the place. It drove me absolutely nuts. And this is just perfect for a Raider podcast at this time of the year, in that bitching about the refs, giving out a blowout. We were talking about the draft. We're on form, guys. We're on trend.
The thing is, like, that field goal again should not have been 7 points. They shouldn't have been gifted it. It should have been 0. But if we're going to go mad as well, what about that 3rd down play when that left tackle literally had Crosby around the neck? He literally had his arm around his neck, and on the opposite side, Nassib was getting held with his jersey. And it was like, but then straight away that's another touchdown that could have got wiped off with a field goal. So there's 11 points. And again, I'm not saying this is going to mean we win. We couldn't move the ball on offense. But man, don't turn the ball over, saves you 26 points. And then our defense balls out like they were all game. 3-0 on the first possession. Keep that up all game. We could have schooled them. The only reason they won is because they started with about 40 yards of field to go every single time. And the referees helped them the whole game. Jesus Christ. I need a bath, a cold shower, something.
Is this a new segment?
It must be.
Welcome to Mitch's washing routine.
Since we've done a segue there, just want to say a quick hello to a couple of new commenters that have popped up tonight. We've got Ian in the chat there. I don't think I've seen that before. DC having a decent season. Yes, he is. But no, you're absolutely right. Struggles against big adversity. And we've also got Sean Quinn and Chris Fisher who joined us in the chat again. And another new commenter tonight, Pete Buckland. I don't remember.
Oh, man.
Welcome,
What's up,
Pete. What a lovely woof.
Well,
we're getting some resident dogs on the show, I think. We're still waiting for Moxie to make an appearance.
Look at that. You're still waiting for Moxie's out on a walk at the moment. So
okay. Was that an intentional walk so that
Yes,
Yours.
intentional walking. Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Can accidentally walk. Oh, they're walking again. Oh, the walking legs are up again.
Just got on the
Right.
treadmill. I was like, I can't get off now.
Yeah. And Helinda's joined us again.
Fucking Helinda.
Where is she? Helinda's in. Nice to see you for the entire game last night. Hope you enjoyed it. Same to you. So, yeah.
Oh, Sean's alive.
Hmm?
Sean's alive. Sean just stopped moving for about 18 minutes during the virtual tailgate last night, and then his camera just went, and I genuinely thought it died. Died of shock and embarrassment. So I'm glad to hear you're alive, Sean.
Have you found your torso yet?
I was going to say his torso. It wasn't that hanging from the ceiling. Oh no.
Yes, it was at one point. Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah. No, you're right. Where is it? Jed's comment. DC said that he noticed the practice was basically shit last week.
Well, that was funny, right? So I watched that, and I got kind of 3/4 of the way through the Hunter segment, and there was still, I think, Abrams to come on afterwards, and I didn't quite get to it. But it's funny because I recommend you go and have a watch of it. The first question that comes out the gate is, DC, did you know anything was wrong during the week? And he was like, yeah, it was a bit crappy. And it goes to Hunter, he's like, nah.
I loved on Twitter, I saw that someone had posted the Will Smith gif when he's looking around the empty house, just being like Hunter Renfrow waiting for someone else to make a play, which I thought was very accurate. Hunter was the only guy that done anything.
We undervalue Hunter. You know, I think we go to him when it's clutch time or the shit's against the fan. You know what? Hunter's the kind of guy that could be a number one if you wanted him to be. You just got to scheme him in properly.
He played so well on the outside yesterday, apart from that one drop on the end zone line. But that was a great hit by.
How often does Hunter fuck something up? It's very rare you go, no, Dropzilla type of thing with him. He's legit. We just need to turn him into the weapon.
Yeah.
You know, because he is a weapon already, but if you don't put the ball in his hands, he's no use. You know,
is this going to be Nelly and Renfrow on the outside then? And then work Waller into the slot.
You don't necessarily have to have him on the outside. You can have him for anywhere.
No, you can. He could, yeah.
Top pocket, my side pocket, in my sock. I'll put it everywhere. You know, just move him around. Put him in the backfield. Doesn't matter. Bring Abrams in.
Abrams in the backfield. We've already discussed this.
Yeah. You know, that's a kid like Hunter is legit.
Yeah.
And we should use him a bit more. And then when they suss him out, hey, guess what? Fucking Ruggs is 50 yards down the field. It's all good. You know, and that's the thing is, like, Hunter could have quite happily had a field day yesterday. Could have absolutely had an absolute record-setting day yesterday himself.
If the offense held the ball for more than 4 plays.
No, if we didn't double clutch.
Well, there is that.
Something just didn't seem right at all yesterday.
It didn't.
Something seemed really off, and I don't know what it was.
While we're on that subject, Jonathan Hankins is it Hankins? I think it was, got very upset on the sideline. He got very upset on the sideline.
Yeah, because they were getting their asses handed to him. That's why he was crying.
We always get our asses handed to us, and that never happens.
I mean, it was an emotional day.
Was it? Or was it just a
steamroll them and fucking laid an egg? Doo-doo cacker out there. I don't read anything into, you know, the whole, well, maybe he's really ill and they found out during the game. No, he was upset. Abrams was saying, dude, just sort your shit out. Get back out there, smash some heads.
Yeah, no, we debunked that pretty quickly in the virtual tailgate. Please.
We had a post-game MI5 session.
We did, yes. Yeah, we
scoured all the social medias, and we tried to.
So
Lee is back in the facility.
Good to hear.
I don't want to make this a weekly segment either, but has anyone seen Ruggs anywhere? Because still.
I can bring back up the slide if you'd like, because
we know this.
Coverage they were all over him like a rash.
But again, that's on receptions. I think did he only have 1 reception, maybe 2? And I'm pretty sure it's that one that we forced into coverage, and he made an incredible grab on it.
I believe
The
that was
average
referred to as mossing, wasn't it? I believe on the social media.
Yes, which is now not going to be the best term ever anymore because incoming soon is to be Renfroed, which we are still working on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that is a whip.
But yeah, the Ruggs 1.88 yards average separation on targeted passes. Okay, fair enough. Well done, DC, for completing a pass at 1.88 yards of coverage. Nice work. What was your excuse for the other fucking 33 pieces of crap you served out there? I mean, there was just some dreadful stuff from DC, and I don't want to bash him too hard, but damn it, you do that kind of crap out there, you're just opening for the haters to come. And to that point, we've got Chris Fisher in there.
Welcome, Chris.
He has a badge and everything. It's true.
It's just woeful.
It was awkward, but you know, we can only put that score up once against the Falcons this year, so that's fine. At least we haven't got to see them again. To that point, I think we just got to move on. And I don't even think that tape even makes it back to Las Vegas. I think you just throw them in the bin. We'll look at them in the off season. There is nothing we can garner from that, because if we were genuinely that bad, there's nothing we're going to correct in a week. Nothing we're going to correct in a week. So you put it down to, we had a piss poor week of preparations. Walked in there with too many big balls. We walked in with delusions of grandeur, and then we didn't execute either. And that's why we sucked. And the officials were against us. Give it away if you don't. Put every tinfoil hat on you want as well. It doesn't matter, because the score is where it is. We've got the Jets ahead of us, and that should be the focus for this team moving forward, is go smash up the Jets. Don't be that one that the Jets get. Do not be that one. So if you are sitting in Henderson or somewhere in the surrounding areas and are employed by the Las Vegas Raiders, you have got 3 days of practice this week. Do not fuck about. They are really important. A lot of people really care about what you do on Sundays. It kind of drives us a bit nuts when you can't focus and execute.
Well said.
Do you remember them silly sausage toys you used to get as a kid that were like full of liquid?
I got a serious one. You're talking about.
Do you remember? Do you remember?
No.
You know the silly sausagey toys that you squeeze them and they fly out your hands.
Did Uncle have one?
It was hidden. No. There is a point to this.
Is there?
There is a point to this.
No.
Are
we going to get to it?
Yeah, 100%. Oh, it's taking me to Amazon, but those.
Oh,
those.
Okay, yeah. Well, thanks. Yeah. That came into render.
Okay. Can Derek Carr practice with one of those all week, just so he's got an idea of how to hold on to something that's solid? Because at least he's supposed to drop that. Just something. Because again, I'm going back to it. That's always a segment, which is mad moment. But I was just looking at the stat again, and I can't believe, like, this game, it doesn't go half as bad if he just gets sacked on all of those sacks, and we have to punt. I think that takes 21 points off the board straight away. So whilst I don't blame DC for everything, if you are going to get sacked, just hold on to it.
Well, maybe
it's football.
That is maybe where I come to his defense and slightly come to my own defense, in that when I closed my prologue, whatever it was, presentation that I did last week.
Yes.
When I proclaimed he is my quarterback, I closed with something along the lines of, at least he was trying to win us the game. And I do remember I brought up the fumble in Buffalo and said, this is one of the most woeful pieces of football I've ever seen, because he wasn't even trying to throw the football. Now, granted, on a couple of it, I don't know if it was one or maybe two, he was trying to pass the football. Those are shit luck, man. If the end catches your hand, like, that sucks. That's on the line. But yeah, when you're just coughing it up for shits and giggles, that's not okay.
I think 2 of the 3 fumbles were in throwing motion, because I remember the first time we all went, no, forward pass. And the second time we went, no, wait, no, it wasn't. There was only one where he actually got fumbled. But again, Jacob's first fumble, we got away with that one.
And the pick six, he was trying to throw it out of a sack.
Yeah. So which do you do? If you can't tuck it because you're going to get stripped, and if you can't try and throw it away because it gets tipped or intercepted, like that's when you know it's not your day. And I'd rather have had this happen all in one game, and I'd rather have had it this week. So we've actually got something to go into.
We've got, like we've seen in games gone past, this is how you do it, and this is how you do it right. If there is any value to this film, this is how you do it, and you do it wrong. Don't do this. This is what this does to your scoreline, and that.
Maybe that's the thing, like in training, when you do something wrong, you have to go and do 5 laps of the field. Maybe that this week's punishment is just you have to watch that whole game.
I never want to watch that game again.
Maybe they watched game film from KC last week, and Gruden saw Abrams such a new arsehole that the team felt bad for him, and they were just like, "No, we better show up on film this week, so that Gruden can tear us a new arsehole rather than Abram." I don't know. Probably
I don't know. Ifs, buts, maybes, possiblies ain't gonna fix the scoreline. It is what it is. It's on to New York, and it needs to be a damn good week of. Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely right, Simon.
Damn good week of preparation, and it's Monday. You've got your rest. You've got your hurt out of your system. If you're injured, go to the athletics trainers or whatever you can see on Monday or Tuesday. I think that's a bit unfair, but you've got a week of prep. Get your head in, because you do that in New York, you can have some real fucking pissed off fans.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
At
least we can look forward to one thing next week.
Don't. Another early bedtime.
At least New York won't have to ring into the game this time. They can just walk down the road. I imagine New York to obviously be about 3 square blocks, but
Just walk down the road.
We didn't put the show schedule up today, and I forgot where we are. I can't remember what's next.
We're at the end of the licking our wounds segment.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Moving on to the other stage of denial, making excuses. So I think it's probably about time we had a little bit of a distraction and illusion.
Should we lift some spirits?
I think it's probably about that kind of time.
Let's see if the chat do the chat want their spirits lifted.
There's such a delay, man, on the comments.
Yeah, there is. I'm going to take one yes.
The answer is yes. I vote yes. Yes,
right.
please.
All he needs is spirits lifting. Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is the finest segment in football podcasting, video casting, vlogalizing. And you only get it in one particular place, and that is the Silver and Black UK Unnamed Raider Show. Longest title in knowledge. And it is Tony's Totally Irrelevant News.
Yes, look at that. See, Clive's got a yes in there. Stephen McLeod's got a yes in there. Dale, I think, is about to tune out, unfortunately. Anyway, welcome to this week's impromptu Monday nights, Tony's Totally Irrelevant News, to see if we can just kind of turn that frown upside down, as it were. So should we crack on with it? With this, we're off to Cambodia this week. We're off to Cambodia, of all places. This I'm pointing my mouse at the woman on screen. This is Ek Chan, who is a Cambodian villager who, in an attempt to ward off coronavirus, has erected a magic scarecrow. The scarecrow is made out of bamboo and rice and old clothes and a crash helmet, just to really hammer home the point of safety. Yeah. However, Cambodia has the lowest infection rate in the world, I believe, at just 323 total cases and 0 deaths. So hold your laughter.
I shan't be laughing.
It's obviously working then.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hold your laughter. This woman knows something. So forget all your lockdowns and stuff. Stick a scarecrow with a motorbike hat on, and you're fine.
A motorbike hat.
A motorbike hat, yes, a motorbike hat.
There is
So-
hope, and it comes in the form of a really crappy scarecrow.
Yes, yep, a magic scarecrow.
Oh, magic!
It's a magic scarecrow.
Nicked one of your dresses by the look of it as well. So.
What the scarecrow or Ek-chan?
Well,
Actually, to be fair, that is a rifle through my wardrobe. That is. So anyway, just congratulations to Ek-chan for working it all out, and erecting scarecrows is the way forward. Who wants some sports news? Okay, brilliant. So anyway, into sports. I thought after Jed's comment on Saturday about the mention on TTIN of Portuguese darts and Jose de Souza going on to win his first PDC championship, I thought it'd be quite nice if we was to kind of pay it forward a little bit, just see if we can get more sports that you don't associate with countries that they're played in, and see if we could just build a little bit of success for them. So with that in mind, we are going with cricket in Mongolia. So this is a Mongolian cricket. I can't really say legend because, but anyway, this is Mr. Gombo, Mr. Gombo, who has created, who found cricket whilst visiting his wife in Australia and has taken it back to Mongolia, and it's exploded. Okay.
Mongolese cricket.
Mongolese cricket. Yes, absolutely. Mongolese cricket is a thing.
Sweet.
So they're kind of getting there. They've got the national pitch and everything sorted. And last year they actually applied for ICC membership and submitted the relevant scorecards and things. However, sadly, COVID has hit and it's delayed the application for ICC. So this is an ongoing thing. Mongolia not quite in the ICC yet. So hopefully by mentioning it on this show, we know obviously the ICC are big followers of ours. We can get that.
So are the Mongolese national team. So we wish you luck in your bid, and we look forward to welcoming you to Lords.
Absolutely, and this is just around the corner now because you've had a mention on TTIN. So good luck with that. That is pretty much everything I've got for this week. So hope that's kind of lifted everyone's spirits a little bit.
Nice work, Tony. I did love that one. Yeah, that was a good one. It was a good one. Oh, I'm feeling like Mitch after a bath, cleansed and refreshed.
Exactly.
Good.
There we go. We've got the rant off of our chests, monkey off our back. That crap's behind us. Road is forward. And I wish the Mongolese cricket team the best of luck. And there's a cure for Corona.
Absolutely.
I just love the structure of the sentences you spoke. Like, he found cricket. That was great. He found it.
Well, not much called cricket in Mongolia until his wife. Go on.
Didn't learn. Didn't discover. Found.
Like
it was under a bridge next to a troll by a lake.
I think.
What's this?
I think this is a true Mongolian calling, and he's just found it. Kind of like the
burning bush.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm good with this. This is good news.
Yeah. No.
So, irrelevant news. Relevant news. Anyone got any league news? I got some. Our old next door neighbours, 49ers, came out about it's newish, about an hour and a half ago, that they will be playing. Well, the Santa Clara County Council, I don't know what they call them.
County.
Yeah, have said no pro football or college football over for the next 3 weeks. No games, no practice, no nothing. So the Niners have pulled a dirty, skipped town for the next 2 games, and they will be playing at the Arizona Cardinals Stadium for the next 2 games. Calling that home. I think it's kind of game in the system, if you ask me, but some news. It's better than no news.
Yeah.
True.
the Donkeys managed to play with no quarterback.
And only scored 3 less points than us.
Yeah.
It's just
no, we're not talking about it. It's gone.
No,
It's gone. No,
we've
move
done
on.
it. Are you
It's
going to
over.
make me find more bloody news? Hold on.
No, I think league news is better. It's
I
Monday.
think-
It's not
I
league.
think, yeah, I think Simon had a good little piece earlier in the comments. I think he said
It
that
goes back to the game. It's not allowed on.
it's just about the status of JJ. Apparently, it's not as bad as injury as we thought.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no, it's a sprain apparently. So
So all good stuff for JJ. Hopefully he's back. And hopefully this is a little bit to do with the game. I want to see him make someone fly again. Oh, that was the only good thing about that game. That picture where I've never seen someone be taken off their feet by someone else's head. Using your cranium to make another human being levitate is a skill I have never seen mastered until yesterday. Wow.
Making them levitate. I think he just straight headbutted him. But
He made him levitate with his cranium. That is flawless.
quite the wordsmiths tonight, aren't we? Just
Well,
stringing together really eloquent sentences.
I've always been eloquent and had a high vocabulary, whether you believe my words are true or not. I try and teach you new words and I get nothing but laughed at, do I not?
you and your milky toast and stuff.
Milk toast is a great word.
No, it's
I'm
not.
sticking by that. It's a great word.
Short and sweet. Hopefully we picked everyone's motions up on the floor.
There is 1 minute to address. Rigoberto Sanchez, T's and P's. He has cancer, the Colts punter. He's going in for emergency surgery. He announced it yesterday or this morning.
I hadn't heard that.
Yep. Rigoberto Sanchez, the Colts punter. Very sad news. So, yeah, big T's and P's to him.
Not sure if it's a high ankle sprain. I just heard ankle sprain. But yes, you are right. High ankle sprains can keep players out for a long time, John. So,
yeah,
hopefully not. Certainly looked painful, whatever it was.
Yeah, it did. But I think from what they're saying on social, from the avenues, is it's not as horrendous. But yeah. Okay, well,
2 minutes, quick Q&A. Fire some questions at us. Because last time we had questions, someone asked us if it was...
Poor Sean.
What's Sean said?
Simon Jordan, you got to get yourself involved in a virtual tailgate. I'm getting fed up with them bullying the Welsh.
You've got to get on, Simon.
Yes, definitely. Get yourself on, man. Get yourself involved.
No, I was going to put a call out for questions to fill the last 2 minutes, but last time that happened, we got asked who would win in a fight between Scooby-Doo and Hong Kong Philly.
Yeah, and then it went even more, would start pretty low and then way off.
Would it be our show if we didn't have stupid questions and go completely off the rails? At least we'd have an excuse to have gone off the rails on this show, that we're all mentally drained, exhausted and beaten.
Go back there. We're positive now.
We are.
Positive mental attitude, forward looking. Forget the stuff behind us. It's fine. Move on. Go forward. Right.
Simon Jordan.
Without any further ado, I think it's probably time we call this. Unless there's any significant challenges, please head on over to youtube.com, search for Mongolian Cricket Team, and subscribe today. There you go.
Maybe we can take over one of their live shows like we did the Donkey Show, and the Mongolian Cricket Team, who have 4 viewers of their games, suddenly get 35 people, and they're like, what? Why is everyone watching us?
There is actually a question in there from, I think it was
Clive.
Clive? Yes, you certainly can. Clive, and to everyone, not just Clive. Virtual Tailgate, you log into your SBUK membership account and then you head on over to silverandblackuk.com/meet, and the latest game will be available there and you can click in and join. We normally join about 15 minutes before kickoff and we banter and chat throughout the entire game.
That's /meet MEET. Just before Big J,
we don't do meat raffles on
throwing
here.
it out there.
Sausage talk and such.
If I could
Stevie.
just stress this. Yes, Jed, I do know what the capital of Mongolia is. It's M.
M. Yeah, I knew it. I called it. We're comedians. We are. We love it. High five.
Hey,
And on that bombshell,
are you
Yes.
going to want to close? I am.
yeah. And on that bombshell, I wish everyone a really pleasant week. And as always, go Raiders.
Let's go.
Go Raiders.
I forgot to take the cameras off.
He's gone. Can I just